What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a subscriber story that was sent into me by one of y'all that works at a shoe store and ended up encountering one of the most entitled people of all time. And thankfully got to embarrass them and didn't end up losing their job over it. Either way, though, I thought it would be pretty entertaining. I thought you guys would enjoy it. So without further ado, let's go. Alright, so as I said, the person who sent this into me works at a shoe store, and it happens to be one of the shoe stores that gets a lot of new drops. I'm not an expert on shoes, but I think basically anyone that's been on the internet long enough knows that certain shoes get super hyped up and sell out pretty quick, and there's an entire economy of people that will buy the shoe at the price at the store, turn around and sell it for more money online. It's its own little thing, and if you can make money doing that, hey, kudos. I'm not gonna hate on you. A bag is a bag. I know a lot of people hate that people can buy up the stock of the shoes, but take that up with Nike for only making 5,000 of them, you know? Anyways, something that would happen to this guy who worked at the store is whenever a new shoe would come out, all these people would come in and ask to buy 9 of them, but they would sell out quick and they only limited it to 1 pair per person. And people would get really, really mad whenever he would be like, listen, dude, I can't sell you 20 pairs of the shoe in a size you don't wear. That's not how it works. And they would get even angrier when he would be like, look, dude, you're 3 days late. That shoe literally sold out in an hour. There's nothing I can do. And on one particular day, a really popular shoe had come out earlier that week, and obviously it had sold out. And for whatever reason, this guy is working his shift, and in walks this group of 15, 16-year-old kids, and they're all following one kid who's kind of obviously the ringleader of the group. And as soon as they walk into the store, they start acting like they own the place. The ringleader snaps his fingers at one of the workers and says, come here. And obviously they're not too thrilled with that. It's just really rude to snap your fingers at somebody and be like, get over here, Timmy, you gotta do what I say. But the kid snapped his fingers at him, and the worker goes over there. And even though the subscriber isn't the employee helping this kid, he can overhear the conversation because the kid is just talking so loud. You ever talk to somebody that only has one volume and it's just all the way up? You'll be in a library trying to whisper, and then I went to do my homework and I didn't have a pencil. And you're like, wow, that's crazy, bro. I don't know why you needed to yell that. I didn't realize we were at Monster Jam and all the monster trucks were going off, so you had to be louder than them. But he asked the worker if they have any of the shoe that had been sold out. And the subscriber knew they sold out, so he walked over there before his coworker could say he's gonna go look in the back or anything. And he told the kid, look, I'm sorry, but that shoe was very popular, so we sold out. We haven't had it for a while, but maybe you can find it online for resale, but we don't have it here. And he wasn't trying to be mean. He wasn't trying to have an issue. Obviously, the kid snapping at a worker didn't make the subscriber happy, but 9 times out of 10 in customer service, if you just smile and work with the customer, they'll be easier to work with and they'll leave sooner. Someone that's entitled like this, you start fighting with them, they're gonna just stay as long as humanly possible because they've never taken an L and they're not gonna start accepting them now. But for some reason, the kid just doesn't believe him. He goes, look, I know you have more in the back, so how about you go get one in my size? And the subscriber is kind of confused, and he's like, well, we don't have any in the back, dude. I'm not hiding shoes from you. And then the spoiled kid just starts going off about how he knows that everyone that works at this store keeps most of the stock in the back and refuses to sell them unless the people that they're selling them to is their friends, which I'm sure happens with popular shoes like this. I'm not going to say it never happens, but as far as this dude told me, that's not what was happening at this store. The guy who was in charge of this particular store did not like what they call backdooring pairs of shoes, so he was super against it, and he knew for a fact that there were no more shoes in the back because he had been in the back digging through what they did have in the back the other day when more people had wanted them. So he just kind of tells the kid look, I don't know what you're talking about, but we're not hiding a bunch of shoes in the back. And he doubles down and is like, yeah, I know you guys are having shoes in the back or hiding them, and you need to go get me my size, otherwise I'm gonna call corporate and tell them that you're hiding shoes in the back. And the subscriber looks at him and is like, all right, bro, go ahead and tell corporate, I guess, there's not shoes in the back. I highly doubt any chain of stores is going to be housing a lot of their expensive stock off the floor and hiding it. I feel like these stores really like to do the whole making money thing, and just sitting on a bunch of product that would make you a bunch of money doesn't seem like a very smart move. And on top of it, even if you're gonna call the employee's bluff and be like, you're hiding stuff in the back, I'm gonna call corporate. Once the employee looks at you and says, go ahead and call corporate, it should be pretty obvious that they don't have any in the back. Because if they did, then when you called corporate, they would get in a metric butt ton of trouble. So if they're going to double down and say, go ahead and call, I can't do anything about it, at that point you would think this entitled kid was like, oh, they just don't have the shoes. But no, he whips out his phone, Googles their corporate office and says, I'll really call. And the subscriber at this point doesn't know if he wants him to like back down and start begging him not to call. So he just looks at him and says, bro, I do not have the shoes in the back, so if you're going to have to call, then I guess you're going to have to call. And the entitled kid decides to go with one of the most annoying moves of all time, and he looks at the worker and says he's gonna count to 10, and he has till the count of 10 to admit that they have a pair in the back and go get his size. And listen, dude, I don't know if that's a move that your parents do to you all the time or what, but for the most part, when you're dealing with another person that doesn't know you, the whole I'm gonna count to 10 thing is the least scary threat ever. Like, what are you gonna do? Call the office that he told you to call after a count to 10? I'm pretty sure that he was completely okay with that. That didn't seem like something he was afraid of. But whatever, he starts counting down, and the subscriber is so annoyed with this kid trying to threaten him like a little kid that he goes, listen, you can stop your stupid countdown because here's the reality. I don't have the shoes in any size, especially not your size. And even if I did, you treating me like a child and counting down, threatening to call corporate, snapping at my coworkers is not gonna make me go into the back and get the insanely rare shoes that we apparently are holding in the back. You don't know how to talk to people to get what you want, and we just don't have the shoes. So don't count down, go ahead and call corporate, explain to them what happened, and when they tell you you're a moron, maybe you'll actually believe it. Which, listen, is probably not the best way to talk to a customer, but at the same time, after all of this, it's like, alright, dude, go ahead and call corporate. I'm not gonna be threatened anymore. But like I said, this dude was the ringleader of like a group of dudes, and when he gets roasted like that, the guys just start going like, oh, he roasted you. Oh, you just got game ended, bro. You'll never recover. Which is what you do. Like, if my friend was being a jerk to a manager in the store and then the manager flamed him back, I would probably just start laughing at my friend. And so wanting to like not look bad and look like a snitch, he's like, no, fine, I won't call corporate. But like, you're lucky I'm not in the mood to call corporate. I'd be careful talking to customers like that in the future. And all of his friends are like, dude, shut up. He roasted you. Oh my goodness. How are you gonna talk trash to him after he roasted you that bad? And he's like, yeah, whatever. He didn't even roast me that hard. Like, I probably would have been able to get the shoes, but he just got lucky that, you know, I don't feel like calling corporate right now. A, you definitely would have looked like a snitch to your friends if after he roasted you, you decided to still call corporate. And B, I think you realized that corporate just really wasn't gonna do anything. Like, they just did not have the shoes. What is corporate gonna do? Even hypothetically, let's pretend that corporate is as mad as you, bro. They are steaming. Their faces are red. They're pounding on the boardroom table. We need more of those shoes. They can't poof them into existence. They can't just snap their fingers Fairly Odd Parent style and make it be in the back of the store. Like, you're still not getting the shoes, let's be honest. And on top of it, I feel like I'm not a ginormous shoe guy, but I know that if there's a really popular pair of shoes coming out, it's gonna sell out really quick. You can't expect to walk into a store 2 weeks after a really popular pair drops and expect them to have one of the most popular sizes in stock. Like, by comparison, imagine video games were made in limited quantity. Like, imagine they only made 50,000 Call of Duties a year. If you waited 2 weeks to go buy the Call of Duty, there probably would be no more Call of Duty. It's not rocket science. And if you just started going like full anger mode on the GameStop employee who told you that they were out, threatening to call corporate unless you went into the back and grabbed the hidden copies of Call of Duty that they have on deck, you'd look crazy. It's basically the same situation. Either way, now that he was all embarrassed, him and his friends decided to leave the store and go spend their money elsewhere because he didn't want to support this store, which, the subscriber was perfectly okay with because it's not like the store's bottom line really affected his. And it's not like the place was gonna go out of business because this kid didn't buy a pair of shoes that they didn't have. Like, if the only way he was gonna spend money is if he made those shoes appear, it's not like he was gonna buy anything anyways. And the store was usually really busy, so this one person deciding to not buy something that day wasn't gonna bankrupt the store. And on top of it, there's only so much like the minimum wage store employee can do to make sure that customer loyalty is at an all-time high. There's only so much belittling I'm willing to take from a customer before I'm like, you know what? I don't really care if you ever shop at this grocery store again. But whatever, as I said, they left and all the employees thought it was hilarious and basically were like, nah, you did the right thing. I would have done the same thing. The guy who had been snapped at even was like, thank you. I didn't know how to handle that situation. He was a little bit newer working at the store, but everyone thought it was funny. Because at least once a week, all these employees were having someone just scream at them for not having a shoe in stock that hasn't been in stock for weeks. Or like I said, accusing them of hiding a bunch of pairs in the back secretly so that way they can give them to their friends. Which, I'm not gonna say that doesn't happen. Like, I'm sure that does happen. I'm sure somewhere there's some dude that works at a shoe store that hides like 9 pairs of the cool stuff and waits for his friends to come in and get it. But at the same time, if you don't know that's happening for sure, it's probably crazy to start screaming at the retail worker you don't know that well. I demand you give me the secret sauce! Where is the Krabby Patty formula? Like, you're just being on plankton mode. I don't think Mr. Krabs is gonna give you the secret sauce, bro. Go back to Karen, your computer wife. But yeah, on that note, guys, I think that'll do it for the video. I know this was shorter, but I'm back on the daily grind. So I'm thinking if I go like long, short, it's kind of good because it's daily. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do like 25-minute videos every day. It's just not gonna happen. But if you did enjoy it, I would really appreciate y'all taking a second to press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. And of course, subscribe if you're new. I do post the audio versions of the story times on Spotify, link down below. Be sure to check it out. And I made a playlist of my favorite story times of the year, which you can also find in the description. Be sure to go check that out. And yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Peace.